Hey guys, we have a very exciting weekend. Three very solid banners. And it's one of the better weekends we've had in a while. It's not the best one, obviously, but it's pretty up there, in my opinion. So I'm just going to go over, in a vacuum, should you summon this week? And I already made a video, going over the whole month, but I would like to talk about it in a vacuum and also say I'm doing viewer polls. The sign up will be in the description if you want to sign up. I'm probably going to be doing it on Friday and then as well as Saturday. I'm hoping I can give tomorrow a day off because I'm really sick. I know you guys probably can't hear it, but I've been sick for a couple days and I am not feeling well. So I would like to have a break. But that out of the way, is this weekend worth summoning for? I think no matter who you are, you should be summoning. First of all, if you do not have Anora at all, Anora being the main highlight, the main limited, if you don't have any copies, you have to pull for her. It is maximum 200 pulls in order to get her, which honestly, in the grand scheme of things, is not that much. We've gotten so many freebies recently that you should have no problem getting it or grinding out the summons for her. I think she's worth going for. You're probably not going to be able to pull her again for like a year after this weekend. So if you don't have her, you have to pull for her. That is number one. That is entry level stuff. That is the baseline, right? Awakening wise, if you care any ounce about GVG or about, certain content where you might use her, like if you're using her for any team, I think her A1 is worth it. If you already have her and you can get the guaranteed again, I think the A1 is worth it. But it is largely a GVG awakening. Same with the A3 and the A5. If you're a whale, you're close to it. Her A3 is really good and her A5 is really good, especially once again for GVG. It's going to be so many A3 and A5 Anoras after this, will make your defense crazy. But outside of GVG, I would say base copy is the main thing that you need to go for. And if you already have a base copy, I think it's worth it because I am a GVG player. But if you're not, it depends on what you want to summon on. I don't think it's a requirement past that point. Moving on to what the frick is their name? Talin. Talin is on this banner. She's new. And also Philippa is finally in the pool. She's been in the pool for a little bit. Abizu just got added to the pool as well, like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, which is pretty cool. I mean, these guys have not been in the game for forever. Philippa was, a fusion, or not a fusion. Yeah, she was a fusion on Forerunner like a year ago, 2 years ago. And the hero that she fused into is so astronomically garbage that I think they just decided it would be better not to save her for that anymore and just release her. Because, oh my god, should that legendary never be allowed to be on global ever. But anyways, Talin honestly shocked me. I didn't make a video on her. Like I said, I am sick. I'm just getting over being sick, but I still don't feel great. But basically, I was going to make a video on her. I didn't. But I watched a couple other content creators' videos. I recommend War God's video, which is pretty good, and Blunt Guts' video. From what I could see, she's not the most revolutionary hero. She's not going to change the game and completely, do Wukong level things. But her damage is actually shockingly good. I was really surprised. Abyss, if you're struggling on magic DPS, maybe you're using a Watcher team, and you have Awakenings on your Wukong and Kagiri, and you're hoping you can put another magic DPS in. I don't know, right? If you need a platform unit for Abyss, she does a lot of damage. Honestly, I think she's great for that content. I think she's great for Gabus too. She has like a cleanse and stuff. And she also had that second utility with her ground form. I don't really know that much about the ground form. I didn't really watch the videos to that point. But from what I understand, she does a lot of damage on her platform, and the ground form is good for certain pieces of content where you might need that versatility. But most likely, heroes like this are never really going to excel in both areas because, I mean, that's just how this game works. You really want your hero to really focus one thing and not focus two things because, it kind of messes up one or both of those things. Just to put into perspective. Like, for example, Trusk is supposed to be a DPS defender. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know that much about the bear form. Didn't seem to stand out for me, but her damage on her platform form is actually shockingly good. And if you're struggling a magic DPS with magic DPS, or you just want a solid platform DPS and you don't have Hex and Silas, I think she's worth going for. Honestly, Lyra I think is solid. She also strips buffs, which is weird that they both do it. I think Lyra's decent. I don't think I would advise anyone to pull for her though. Honestly, the thing is, Guild Boss 2, which is the main area for her, has been power kept so much recently that unless you're like really struggling on the Aegis phase, the second phase, the shield phase, I don't think she's even going to be that great for you. So that's my perspective on Lyra. Obviously, you can disagree. I think her main thing is she has magic resistance reduction on her basic attack, which is cool, but that's kind of it. That's that banner. I think it's a good banner. Just keep in mind that next week we're getting Hatsit. And if you don't have Hatsit, I would skip Talin to get Hatsit personally. But I was pleasantly surprised by Talin, and I might even pull for her. I mean, I got a decent amount of summons, or because, like I said, I'm a GVG player, I might just try to go for A3 Anora. Anyways, final banner this week before I go and have a nap is going to be Yimmer and Balderon. First of all, before going into talking about them individually, this banner has a big downside. By being the only ancient banner in the game, actually, there might have been one other, which was the Lyra Gone banner that we had so long ago. But basically, this is one of the only banners where both of the heroes, both Balderon and Yimmerit, eat up your Lord Pity. For those of you who don't know, 185 summons will start your Ancient Pity. Every summon you do will increase the chance of the next summon to have a legendary Lord. There's no normal legendary Pity, which I think there should be, but that's, a topic for another video. Basically, after a certain amount of summons, you're guaranteed a lord. And when you pop your pity, usually there's only one lord on the banner, one non-lord. So you're most likely going to have your rates, more likely towards the hero that you're pursuing. Being, let's say a Cyrus banner or a Pope banner or an Ingrid banner. But in this banner, it could be one of the two. So if you're aiming for only one, that is a downside. Though, if you want both, it is actually a benefit in my opinion. I think this banner is great. Balderon is obviously good. I don't think he's a top 3 lord, but he is absolutely top 5. The one thing I don't like about Balderon, and I know I'm going to get a ton of comments disagreeing, is he really feels like he's an early game unit. I know that's diabolical to say, but for late game, he's usable in single target arena. In the other areas, he is good. He is still outclassed by Gon. GVG, Gon is better, just simply, right now, with the current landscape of GVG. And Conqueror Codec, Gon is better. I'm just saying that I don't think he's top 3, but he is absolutely really good. He'll carry you if you're not, already beating all content. And even if you beat all content, he's still worth pulling for. The one caveat being, if you are going to use him in PvP content against other people, his A3 is kind of required because it's so freaking strong that against other A3s you will lose. But that's another story. I think he's good. I think he's worth pulling for, especially if you have Pope or Ingrid. But if you already had the two, he doesn't really compare at all. If you don't have both, Pope and Ingrid, then I think saving for Pope and Ingrid is absolutely a valid option. Keep in mind that there is really not a big downside to saving. Yimmer, on the other hand, is really good. He is debatably the best GVG unit in the entire game. I'm very high on Yimmer. He's great if you get him early. He has the CC, he has the damage, he hits air, he's a fighter. He's good in a lot of areas. All the gear raids, you'll find some use out of him. In arena, he's really solid. New arena, he got a little bit worse compared to last arena, but that's mostly because, Ingrid Praetus teams are a little worse. But he is still very viable. GVG, like I said, he's a freaking god. It's insane. And outside of that, I mean, he's versatile, but you're not really going to find that many places apart from the GVG and the arena where he's like the top of the top. But he is good everywhere. Valderon's more for like guild bosses early, single target damage. And then once you start to get to the point where, Nightmare becomes the best option for that, or Piercer becomes the best option, Balderon will trickle off. That's kind of my perspective there. But they're both really good units, and being on the same banner is pretty sick. I think this is a great banner for everyone. If you want either of these units, you should pull. But the one caveat is, if you want Ingrid or a Praetus, then you can save for those. And also, there's a new class that is rumored to be coming. We don't know when, we don't know anything about it. But there most likely will be a new lord coming around that time. So keep that in mind as well. But I think that if you want these heroes, you should pull for them. There's no real downside to pulling for them. And that's kind of my perspective this weekend. If you really want Talin, you already have Hatset, or you don't really need Hatset, even though I think you should still go for her, then Talin is worth going for if you think you have a use for her in guild bosses. Anora, you have to get one copy. You never, ever skip a limited. And after that point, it kind of depends on where your account lies. And then Balderon and Yimmer, once again, it depends on your account. The issue with Surgy summons like this is it's so heavily dependent on your account right now that I can't give you guys a straight answer. So I just try to explain things, heroes, where they're good at, what I think about them as a more end game player. Keep in mind, I don't have a good grasp on early game stuff. Well, I have a decent grasp on early game, it's just not mid game. So keep that in mind going into this, that I am biased towards what I see on a daily basis. So just keep that in mind. Realistically, it is a game. At the end of the day, pull for what you want, pull when you want, pull where you want. I can advise you on what I think is the best thing to do, but at the end of the day, what matters is your enjoyment of the game. And at the end of the day, it is a game. So pull whatever the hell you want. It is completely up to you. And I hope y'all get lucky. Have yourselves a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is where you are. Viewer summons in the description. Like and subscribe. Who the hell cares? That's it for me. Destined signing out.